Rishta culture in Pakistan, like Rishta Aunties,
Yeah.
from the stories I've heard, sounds unhinged.
But I think the other side of it, which is horrific, is that there are a lot of guys who are looking for second wives and they won't tell you on the go, so you can't verify
The
it.
second wife. And I feel like a lot of our parents, like our age, I'm not sure they're necessarily in love. Like, they're
Yeah.
together, they're
Yeah.
loyal.
And
But
they're
I'm
not
not
very
sure
aware
there's
of each
love.
other's, like,
Yeah. Oh, bro, did you see that comment on
What
our post last
comment?
time? Oh my god, there's this guy, Amar something, I don't know if I can take his name, but he said, oh, City FM 89, your content is just like modern puppos gossiping with each other. And I was like,
And this was on our reel.
it was on our reel. And
I love that.
shout out to you. Honestly, whoever you were, this is exactly
Yeah.
the brief you got from the production.
Yeah.
And we got it.
I think we deserve a raise. And I think everyone watching this should follow us on Instagram and comment. We love seeing your comments.
Yeah, we love that.
This made our
Honestly,
day.
Yeah, it did make my day.
I know, same.
Because I was like, I did what I was told to do.
Exactly. And yeah.
I'm not sure I like how I'm being perceived, but I'm being perceived. That's the important
But
bit.
I think we deserve a raise. Just because people, like, we're fulfilling the brief.
Throwing it out there.
Throwing it
Yes.
out there.
On
Give us
that
a raise.
note, like, follow, share.
All of that. All of
of
the
that.
socials. Instagram, TikTok.
City FM 89.
CityFM89. And subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yes. Hello, guys. I'm Mash.
And I'm Neequ.
And welcome back to Tea Party.
This is our third episode, and we have an
Hey.
addition on our couch. I see like a tea mug, I think. A coffee mug, I think. Yeah. But
yeah.
we are literally named Tea Party. You should have gotten coffee. You should have gotten tea.
It doesn't have tea. I don't drink tea.
This is not coffee party. Bye, Mash.
But coffee stays winning, I think.
So
You don't
true.
drink tea either.
I don't drink it. I just consume it. On that note.
On that note, let's
For
get into the
everybody.
tea
Yeah,
for this
the
week.
Tea for the week.
Yeah. So the first thing that I saw that was very interesting, Miley Cyrus is getting sued.
What?
By the way, I love Miley Cyrus.
I love her.
Since Hannah Montana, I'm such a big
Same,
fan.
same.
Love Miley Cyrus. She's being sued by Tempo Music Investments for copying Bruno Mars's "When I Was Your Man." Have you heard it?
Of course, I've heard it. I think everybody's heard it.
I mean,
what
I
a song.
I don't remember it exactly.
Really?
Yeah, but they're claiming that her song "Flowers"
Yeah.
is like copying the music and the lyrics from
As
Bruno Mars's
someone-
song.
As someone who's heard both the songs
Yeah.
multiple times
Yeah.
and didn't know about this,
Yeah.
and I'm being very, very objective and not like, because I love that song also.
Yeah,
I love Bruno
yeah.
Mars too.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a copy from any
Really?
angle whatsoever.
I mean, it's kind of like a
Like, what are the grounds? On what
response.
grounds are they suing her?
Basically the grounds are that lyrically, numerous melodic, harmonic, and lyrical elements are duplicated in Miley Cyrus's song. And I
That's
get that it's kind of like a response because he's like, I should have bought you flowers, and she's like, I can buy myself flowers.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
That's
basically.
such a reach, honestly. Are people not supposed to write in English anymore? Like, it's gonna sound there are movie titles also that
Reference
Or-
like famous things.
they do
and
reference famous things,
art.
and they're also repeated over time. Like, you don't
Yeah.
even know, like, the same movie title I know was like, a
Exactly.
classic of its time, and then it was also made in contemporary times, and it's not the
Exactly.
same thing at all.
Exactly. They also cited a Billboard article that said any listener can detect that Mars's song boasts a chorus that is the inverse of what Cyrus sings on Flowers, which I get, but I don't think melodically or like harmonically it's a copy.
Yeah, and even on a personal level, I don't think Miley and Bruno have beef like that, or
He's
just,
not named
or
on
have
in the
been
lawsuit
associated
either.
like that.
Yeah, they haven't said anything about it themselves.
I
He's
don't
not named in
remember
the lawsuit.
Any headlines also that mentions both their names together. So
Yeah.
I don't know of that too.
This
So
is kind
a
of the
bit-
first time.
Yeah.
It's weird. Neither party's like responded.
Yeah.
Bruno Mars' team hasn't said anything. So this is still developing.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
I don't know. As I said, I think it's a bit of a reach. Suing is too much.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And the people also who did it, I mean, Bruno isn't party to that, to
Yeah.
the lawsuit.
So I think it's
feel
too
like
early
that's-
to pick sides or teams.
I agree.
Even though I would be Team Miley, just because Hannah Montana,
honestly, same.
Yeah. But that happened. That
yeah.
happened. What else do you got for us?
So locally, I have something.
Sure.
Mala Jat is releasing in India.
Ooh, speaking of film titles, remakes Mala
And
Jat.
everything. Mala Jat, which is not a remake, but it should have been released in India back
Sure.
when it did get released.
Yeah.
But it didn't, obviously. Like, there's some political tensions across the border.
Sure.
But now it's finally been given that. On 2nd October, it's set to release in India.
Ooh.
After a lot of delays. Like, it was fraught with challenges. And finally, it's...
Yeah,
like,
because I remember
gonna
it
hit
was
the
supposed to
screens.
come out
Yeah.
December 2022, so almost 2 years
Exactly.
ago in India, and it
Exactly.
didn't. It never came
Yeah.
out.
And also the movie made like 400 crores globally.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I feel like, not to equate the quality of a film with the numbers it
Sure,
does.
yeah.
But at the same time, the fact that it did do those numbers kind of like, it's very telling of the
It was like
substance of the film.
one of the biggest Pakistani movies, like
Exactly.
if not the biggest Pakistani movie to come out in recent years, I
Yeah.
think. But yeah,
It is the biggest one. Like,
Sure.
no other movie has had that kind of a success. So I feel like that being released in India is also a big deal, and they're going to be like, you know, watching good content, and they love Fawad and Mahira.
I was
They've
just thinking
always-
that
yeah.
they love
They
Fawad
love
Khan there,
them.
which
is
we
very,
do
very
here.
cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you watched it? Have you watched the movie?
I have. I actually watched it twice because it was
Ooh.
the first time I was hearing like really rave reviews about
Yeah.
a movie in
Yeah.
Pakistan.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, you know, very common that we released them and then like
Yeah.
them also being good. Cake was one.
Yeah.
And
Bowl.
then Bowl was insane.
I think this is the first Pakistani movie after Bowl, if I'm not mistaken,
You're
to
not.
come
You're
out,
right, yeah.
you know, in India, which is
It
Bowl
is.
came
It's
out
a very big
ages
deal.
ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a big deal.
Humaima Malik is common in both of them, and Mahira Khan.
Oh, and Mahira Khan, of course.
Yeah, love that.
Damn. I haven't watched it.
You really haven't?
I haven't. I actually haven't
You
watched
should
it.
watch Mala Jat.
Okay.
It's a
I've
pretty
been meaning
good.
to, but I
yeah.
haven't.
It
I
has
just
great
haven't.
character arcs. I think
Yeah.
except the main protagonists, I feel like the villain and all of them had like a really, really, really meaty role. Even Fawad Khan, maybe not Mahira,
I've
but
heard Hamza Ali Abbasi
yeah.
was like
he
very
was
good
so
in it.
good. He was so good.
Damn.
Faris Shafi, oh my god.
I don't even know
Killed
till
it.
today that Faris Shafi was
He
in the
played
movie.
Fawad's bestie.
Oh.
And like, you know, that loyal, diehard, staunch supporter you have,
yeah,
like
yeah,
ride or die.
yeah.
He was that kind of a guy.
That's
and
interesting.
so cute.
That's
like,
pretty cool.
It was amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, you should watch it. Before it releases in India, bro. Like, it's gone there. Like,
that's kind of sad that
It is kinda
it's
sad
coming
that
out
you
in
still
India
haven't seen
and
it.
yeah. Maybe we can do like a movie night.
We
and
must.
watch it. Let's do
Yeah.
it. Let's do it.
What else do we have?
Going back to Western music, we're kind of oscillating today.
Yeah,
back and forth.
Today we're based on vibes.
Billie Eilish and her brother Finneas,
Oh,
who's
yeah,
a
I
music
heard.
producer, they're both Oscar winners, Grammy winners. They've endorsed Kamala
Kamala.
Harris
Yeah.
as U.S. president. This comes right after Taylor Swift, of course, endorsed Kamala Harris after a lot of silence.
Yeah.
Actually, to me, it's interesting because Billie and Finneas, I don't know if you saw at the Oscars this year, they both had the Artists for Ceasefire,
For ceasefire, yeah.
Red Bin,
Yeah.
which basically calls for a ceasefire in
In
Gaza.
Gaza.
It was an open letter written to Biden.
Yeah.
And I get that in America with like the bipartisan like system that they have, it's difficult
Yeah.
because you don't have like a choice, and Trump is definitely like
Yeah.
the worser of the two evils.
Yeah. For sure.
So
yeah.
they've come out and endorsed Kamala, but
I mean, at this point, I feel like celebrities taking that stance, it doesn't really matter to me because as I said in
Really? Okay.
as I said in the last podcast also, the fact that these celebrities are picking a side will inadvertently be the wrong side.
yeah.
It's just, then it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Because it's just two evils and you're just picking your,
Exactly.
you know, the better evil, I guess. But that's not how
And with
politics
the
should be.
making a difference thing also,
Yeah.
it makes a difference when it's some celebrities and not when it's others, which isn't to say that Billie and Finneas don't have their own impact. It's just that this
Yeah.
study done at Northwestern found that when Oprah called to support Obama, his numbers increased a lot.
Yeah, that's what I was
But
thinking.
when Angelina Jolie and Clooney said you should support one of the Democratic nominees, I don't remember, it didn't have much of an impact. So
Right.
it depends on, like, Taylor Swift calling for action, I feel like I'm
Yeah.
sure had much more of a significant impact.
Yeah, but also her fan base is like,
Exactly.
it's the younger
And that-
generation.
exactly,
it's
exactly.
the youth. So I don't know how politically active they are,
Yeah.
and maybe they'll be after listening to Taylor Swift endorse something.
Yeah.
But my thing is, like, back in the day, a lot of artists did, like, you know, have those political stances, and like they would openly support the Democrats or the Republicans. And now I feel like today it's a bit more, it's that climate, like you don't really want to talk about it much. You don't want to get into it much. You don't want to come off as too political. You just want to like make music and make money and like kind of be scot-free and not be held accountable.
I mean, yeah,
so
in a way
that
it's
environment,
good that,
I do,
that there's some side being taken.
Exactly. Some side being taken. That's the important bit.
And the lesser of the two evils, I guess.
We have to make do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's happened. Okay, now
bring us back home.
Yeah, coming back home. So I don't know if you watched this drama. It's called Kabhi Main Kabhi Tum.
It's doing super well.
It is doing really well.
Everyone's obsessed with it.
I've been hearing.
For sure.
I haven't watched it. I'll be honest.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we should get on it.
Yeah, we should
get on
honestly start watching PK dramas. High time. But anyway, I've been hearing like great reviews and stuff.
Yeah.
But what did get famous about it was the fact that in its episode 17, they feature this the Frere Hall, which is a really famous venue, commercial venue, ish. And there was this painting of an artist who was not given credit by Frere Hall back in 2017 when he sent that painting to Frere Hall for an exhibition. And so he took it to Facebook. The artist's name is Sefi Sumro. Yeah.
He's from
Gotki. And he kind of, he was very honest about it. He was like, I sent in my painting in 2017 for an exhibition to Frere Hall, and they told me that they had lost the paintings. And I thinking that, like we're all humans and maybe they actually did lose it. I didn't like make much of it. And but it turns out that it was right there, and like the plight of underrepresented artists in Pakistan, honestly.
And he saw it on screen. During Fawad Khan and Hania Amar's drama. That's crazy. Because it was also his thesis work. I don't know if you read this.
I did read that.
And you put your life and soul, especially as an art student, into your thesis work. And for them to be like, oh, we've lost it in 2017, and for years later, you see it on TV. That's wild.
For me, it's like, it's not even about the theft of physical art, which it is. It's also so much about like compensation, intellectual property rights. Like, come on. And especially with people who don't have clout in mainstream art, right?
For sure.
Like you are from Ghotki, that's a village. You're from a small town and you don't have that kind of an access. And it's your work that has sentimental value, emotional value, and academic value. And all of that like amounted to really nothing, not even like a name that you could put on the painting. So for me, that is...
And Frere Hall, as of late, has not said anything about this whole incident, which is like ridiculous to me, because it was a fault on their part, right? They lost the art. Like, I feel like they were kind of like too lazy to look for it, and they're like,
so basically, once this story came out and his post got viral, a Big Bang production, Big Bang Entertainment, that's the name of the production house of the drama. They released a statement saying that they kind of distanced themselves from it, and they said that we are in support of the artist, of course, but we have nothing to do with it. So whatever's happened, like, it's sad and it's unfortunate, and we encourage the person to take it up with the relevant authorities. Because we're here for like,
I believe Sindh's cultural minister is looking into it now.
I was just going to get into that. So Sindh's cultural minister has formed a two-people committee of like cultural minister of antiquities and of
wow, you really read up on this.
Really read up on this.
You know which ministers are involved. But they haven't come up with
the
like
committee,
they haven't
so now they're
responded to it
supposed to. They haven't responded to it, so they're inquiring and they're looking into it. Like, okay, what's up? Like, what happened there? So the investigation is under process.
Okay, hopefully justice for Sefi.
It prevails.
Yes. And we should all check out his art. Support him.
Yes, Sefi Sumro again.
Sefi
from
Sumro. Yes. So we're gonna try something different this episode. This is our gossip half, and now we're gonna have a guest on and talk about something else.
Breakfast.
Oh yeah, I know.
Okay.
I was just gonna like.
I thought just gonna introduce her. Okay.
Yeah, no,
NBM.
And oops. No, but we're gonna go into a different segment, and
we are
talk about some new stuff that's not super tea, but it is tea. It's more cultural tea than
it'll be a lot more relatable for you guys.
Yes.
It won't be like gossip about other people. It'll be literally about us. Stories from our lives. So stay tuned to watch it. Let's head for a break.
Hi, once again.
Hello. So we're back and we have a guest with us, as we said we did.
Yeah.
She's our friend / co-worker, and she's going to talk about everything related to Rishta culture here.
Yeah.
Dating culture, all of that conversation. Let's meet.
It's so prevalent,
Right?
By the
It
way,
is.
I'm so sorry I'm cutting you off.
You really cut me off. I was about to introduce our friend.
No, it's so prevalent, right?
Yeah,
like,
it is.
As girlies, like brown girlies,
And
Rishta
nearing
culture
that age also.
and dating culture. So which is why we have an expert.
Expert.
Yeah.
Can't emphasize enough.
Yeah. Hava, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi guys. Hi
That's Hava.
guys.
Hello.
Hi, how are
wouldn't-
you, Hava?
I'm good. But I wouldn't say I'm an expert. I just say like I have a lot of experience.
Compared to
Yeah.
us, you're an expert.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take it like that.
Okay, so let's get into your experience. How's the Rishta culture actually been like? The process, how has it been for you? Do you have any personal anecdotes, something you've heard, you've seen?
So for Rishta episodes, like for the Rishta culture thing, when you start off, you're like, okay, it's going to be so simple. There are going to be people who are going to like me immediately. And it's all that is going to matter is about like my face, my education and everything else. You know, you just think like it's going to go like this. But it hits, the reality is very, very, very different. So people just do not care about, you know, just you or just how you dress or just what is your education and everything. They care about a lot of things, like what family you come from, what's your age, how do you dress up, and then 1,000 other things which we think that are not very relevant, but then you realize slowly they're very relevant to other people.
That's so true.
That's like, it's Rishta culture in Pakistan, like Rishta Aunties.
Yeah.
From the stories I've heard, it sounds unhinged because, okay, I have this friend, a Rishta auntie came to her house, whatever, and because it was kind of chilly, it was like December or something, she was wearing socks. A while later, this auntie goes, ये socks क्यों पहनी हुई है? इनके पाँव में कोई defect है क्या?
Because she's wearing
She's
socks?
wearing socks. It's like especially on women, the pressure, dude.
Yeah, that is insane.
Like to be perfect, bro. She's
Yeah.
wearing socks because it's cold.
Yeah.
वो नंगे पाँव घर में चल रही है and unhinged.
Yeah, no, I
Unhinged,
get that
have to
so
say.
much.
Let me tell you one more thing. There are women who would hug you. Now you think like a hug is a very normal thing.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you just
I've heard
hug you
this.
and being polite and everything.
Oh.
They hug you so that they can judge your height.
Oh
my
I've heard this
God.
for weight also. Like they'll put their arms around you and they're like trying to see like how big you are.
Yeah.
Guys, what?
Yeah, that happens.
That's crazy.
That happens.
Yeah, I've heard so many stories like
No,
that.
I've heard some stories also, but this is insane.
Yeah. No,
Like,
people
I'm
have
losing
been,
my
like,
mind.
People have been like Rishta people or like the boyfriend or like guy who's interested, like his families come over, whatever, and like their moms or their Rishta auntie or whatever, like look at the girl and go, oh, she looks like she has PCOS, which is, by the way,
What?
polycystic syndrome.
I have
ovary
PCOS.
syndrome. And she, you know, she probably like is infertile and like will reject the girl.
What? That's not even...
Yeah, these things, it's a
possibility.
They do happen. And it's very much a reality. Very much a reality.
Unhinged.
No, I'm sure, but it's like... What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
in shock. Girl, get ready.
But
these
I
aunties.
think times have changed. There are so many other ways you can get rishtas and you can talk to guys and everything.
Yeah.
The most revolutionary thing which I feel happened
Let's say it
was
together
like,
at one time.
What is it?
I think that's
Okay.
Two Rings. Two Rings, you might have heard of it on Facebook.
Okay.
It's a really good platform in which guys and girls go and update their own, you know, that profile, that data, what age you are, what kind of partner you're looking at, what's your family, where are you based, and, you know, even your requirements of what kind of person do you want. So it has removed the whole filter of the Rishta auntie. Now Rishta auntie, you know, it's a profitable business.
Yeah.
Right.
So people who are showing you Rishta aunties also charge you some sort of money.
Yeah.
The more money you give, the
But
more
it's literally a money-making
Pakistan.
business. Also, like, because I know, like, you know, you have Seema auntie from, like,
Oh
Indian
yeah, we
matchmaking.
have it. We have that.
That's
We have the same thing as
crazy.
Seema auntie in
How much
Pakistan
do they?
as
Do you
well.
have any idea, like, of how much
how
people
much do they charge?
I mean, the most I have heard, it's like 7 lakhs, 10 lakhs.
No!
But also it depends. The money depends on how good the guy is. So let's say their measurement was how good the guy is. And if you want like a very good guy who's done like high education, then the girl's family pays so much, and the guy's family pays, the girl's father is very rich, and it's a very big family. So it that's the measurement of how much
I want to
you would
marry
pay.
someone from abroad.
Yeah, that's also
So that would cost 27 lakhs, 20 lakhs.
Yeah.
No, that's
Someone
also
with a Canadian passport.
That's insanity.
Yeah.
Imagine paying to find the love of your life. Like,
your partner for the rest of
partner
your
for
life.
the rest of our
you met
lives.
through 7 lakh rupees.
that's wow.
why.
That is wild.
But I would like to say, like, it's, except for the money part, there are also people who are just doing it out of, just to connecting people and everything. It's a good thing as well, because let's say when I consider getting married, I have a few set of filters. Like, I want the family to be this way, I want the guy to be at least this much educated.
Sure.
So I just don't have to go through every single guy. I want that sort of person who connects with my values and have the same set of values as me, so that my children are not confused all the time. And he has the same requirements as me and has the same goals as me. So these aunties help you connect with those people as well.
But okay, I have a question. Do they charge the boys' family also? Is everyone getting?
Yeah, I think they charge both ends.
Okay,
but yeah,
that's
happens.
good. Some level of equality.
I mean, I'm still in shock a bit. But no, my question is, so when you talk about filters, don't you think that's a bit limiting in terms of like I get, okay, I mean, I guess you're looking for someone this age, this height, or whatever your preferences are.
Yeah.
But it's also like, what if you fall in love with someone who's not who doesn't tick all those boxes, but you can still like them? I feel like it's like you automatically remove a whole section of people.
But I think there are like 1,000 people out there. So you can't go and date everyone and, just be like, it might click with that person. And when you have some filters checked in, you can also, make your circle smaller, in which you have to search. And, when some things match, it's easier to go from one step to another. So let's say I'm dating a guy completely from a different caste. First, we have to get on the points, I have these values, I have these values, you have these values. Where can we come in the center? How are we going to teach our children those same values? And, that sort of thing. Once it's the same caste or, the same thought of religion and everything, that thing eliminates. Then you can focus on the other things, how the person is like, what are their goals, what are their dreams. So there are filters. I think it's in everybody's mind, so that when we say, we miss out on that person, we miss out on this person, we have those filters in normal life as well. I just don't date a guy who has, insecure, who's very insecure, who is patriarchal, a lot patriarchal. So I think those filters differ from person to person.
Right. Okay, so what do you think about the online dating apps that I've also
and there's so many.
Match, I'm hearing. There's Bumble, of course.
There's Bumble. Tinder used to be a thing.
Tinder
but now
was, it was then banned.
These apps are very successful in some ways, and in some ways they're very bad. They can be a really, really bad thing. For instance,
I've heard stories.
For instance, Muzmatch. If you see, so if you go on, I'm not on Muzmatch, to be very clear. A lot of my friends are.
You can be on Muzmatch. Anybody who feels the need to get married wants to get married.
It's not a bad thing to be on an app or anything. So for Muzmatch, the good thing is that you have to put in your pictures. They will identify and verify everything.
Okay.
But
that you're a real person. You're not catfishing.
Okay. They will check it on their end. But when you're talking to a certain someone, and you judge the other person based on their profile, on their weight and things like their age, their caste, their thought process and everything. वो आपको थोड़ी सी bio बनानी होती है. Based on that, you start talking to a person. When you feel comfortable enough, and then you can unblur your picture. Your pictures are blurred to them.
ऐसे होता है.
Interesting.
Like Love is Blind.
On Bumble, apparently the girl makes the first move.
Yeah.
So the boy can't message you, so that's also. But this is better, I feel.
The guy can hide his picture and the girl can hide their picture. And once you're comfortable enough and you feel like this is going somewhere, then you can unblur your picture for them.
Guys, people who got married because they met on a dating website. So I feel
like
there is
so many people.
It's very lucrative sometimes.
People have dated for years, someone they met on Bumble or one of these websites, apps.
I don't.
Back in the day, there used to be MSN. There used to be MSN pages. There used to be like
Facebook
Guru
booking,
and
you're just poking your crush on Facebook.
So many things.
That's so true.
It's come a long way since
It has
there.
come a long way.
But I think the other side of it, which is horrific, is that there are a lot of guys who are looking for second wives, and they won't tell you on the go, so you can't verify
The
it.
second wife.
Yeah.
But there's also like
Married
people
men.
who are married and are on Bumble, you know?
Oh, I keep hearing about this a lot, by the
Yeah,
way. Like
People who know
girlfriends-
someone
yeah.
lives in their office and they know that they're married and like come across them on Bumble, and it's
listen,
wild.
I have also, I think, like a friend of mine, she told me that, like, you know, let's make a fake account to make sure that like my boyfriend is not on these like websites. And I was like, okay, you can make it. Like, I was still a bit iffy about the idea, but like he was on it.
oh my god.
And he also matched with the fake profile. And I was like, guys, get serious.
Devastating.
It's just annoying. Like, I was like, okay,
Yeah.
good thing I've you know, I don't do these sites. But no, I also see the merit in them. Like, if you are really looking for a life partner,
pros and cons
there's
to
always
something.
pros and cons to things.
For sure.
But no, this also takes me to the more, like, you know, the Gen Z way of dating, which which is
So
insane
fun.
because honestly, I was like going through this article and it had terms of like Gen Z lingos that defines every specific situation that you're in. Like, you know? And there are like different ones. I can share a few that I got to know of. Do you guys know what benching is?
I feel you told me this literally yesterday and I forgot. That's
Okay.
What is it?
Benching is basically, you know, when you're playing a sport and the captain or someone tells you to go sit on a bench because like right now you're not good enough.
Yeah.
So that's basically like translate that into a relationship. It's when you think someone is like, they're not the worst, but they're not good enough. So you like keep them benched right now. And if you're like done exploring all your options and you want to go back to them, that's when you go to them. So like you're benched
basically
right
a
now.
mid player in their lives.
Literally, that's what it is. And then the second one I came across was breadcrumbing.
I can get what that is.
Yeah.
Like you're being given like little pieces of affection. Never the whole thing, never the whole cake, just like crumbs.
Exactly. So it's like
to keep you
literally
hooked on.
enough to keep you lured in, but also not being committal.
Not
at
like
the same
a proper
time.
relationship.
Exactly. Not going there. And also orbiting. I don't know if any of you faced
Do you know what orbiting is, Hawa?
Yeah, I know.
You want to
But
tell
I
us?
think it's an
you
easier
wanna
thing to tell.
No,
Okay.
you can tell.
So orbiting is basically you like someone, but you're going around them. You're, you know, liking their story or commenting on their Instagram, you know, that sort of thing to make it very simple. But you're never really making a move.
You're just in their orbit.
so you're not
but
making
like,
the
you're
move.
You're just moving around.
So you're
them,
hovering around
just-
like a bee, but you're not making an active move.
Is there anyone orbiting you right now?
No. I
No.
Oh my god! Really? Neequ?
Really?
No,
no
one
one in
is.
your orbit?
My dad.
No one in either of our orbits.
No, nobody in my orbit.
But there's also pocketing.
What's
So
pocketing?
pocketing is basically you are in a relationship and you've been dating someone really, you know, constantly, but you don't tell your friends about them. You don't tell your family about them.
Keep them
It's like a hidden
so they're like
thing.
a secret.
Dude,
They're
they have
like a
terms for
secret.
everything.
Yeah.
They've named all the
They
things.
even have one for ghosting. Like, you know, no. Not for ghosting. There's a different thing. I just read about. No. Submarining.
Oh, submarining.
Oh my God.
I've heard about this, but please
Yeah.
explain.
So submarining is basically like you've broken up with the person and you know you've cut them off from everywhere, and but you know this resurface
Like a
like that
submarine.
ex who would message you after a long while and you know just ask how are you,
How are you?
That's
Hey,
so
what's been
and
up?
with the hope that it will rekindle things. But
Guys,
yeah.
that's crazy. These are some insane terminologies.
It's some
Do you know if any?
very specific. What are people going through these
Yeah,
days? It's
I
so
swear.
specific.
Like, what? Do you have any in mind?
I don't.
Okay,
I'm not
honestly-
up to date with this Gen Z
Honestly,
lingo.
this just makes me realize how complicated we've made everything, and just in line with traditional dating, like you know the differences and similarities between the two. And I'm also thinking of pros and cons between the two, and I really don't know what I prefer. Like, do I prefer like dating in the Gen Z culture,
But
or
I mean,
do I
there
prefer dating?
is some merit to the Gen Z thing where I feel like things are better communicated. Do you know what I mean? So you're just clearer on where you stand with someone.
But then there's never that chance,
Yeah.
with traditional dating, there's always that chance that you'll fall in love with that person. And you might go
that can happen with Gen
how
Z
about
dating
old
also.
school
No,
love?
I think it's too defined. It's too
Yeah.
defined. It's like, let's say they have this hookup thing. Like, you can never go beyond. But one person, the other person, I've seen a few people who started with that, but eventually they
Yeah.
fell in love. But since it was so defined that will be just a hookup,
Right.
they are never able to tell that person.
Yeah.
But I
But
think
then don't you think
traditional dating has-
communicating makes it better there? Where you can be like, hey, I know we said this is gonna be just like a like non-committal thing, but
But
I
I
want
think
to
the
commit.
intention isn't clear here because all of the Gen Z people that I know, they all stay in very non-committal casual flings for like a
Yeah.
sustained period of time,
Yeah.
and there's no progression, there's no regression, while like in traditional dating ways, the intent was clear. Like you know what you were going for.
Sure.
And here, like, there's just a lot of dilly-dallying and tomfoolery and just whatever you're doing with. I don't know how else to word it, Like, so that all is happening. And I feel like that's just a bit weird. But at the same time, I feel like with traditional dating methods, there wasn't like, I don't know how to say it. Like, today, there's a lot more, like,
there's a lot more clarity.
not clarity, but just like, okay, woke. I wasn't trying to use the word. Like, people they care about, okay, mental health, like being with someone who cares about your mental health, emotional well-being, like, filling your quotas in different forms and not just like in terms of marriage. Because like before, I feel like in traditional forms of dating, it was just like very mechanical. Okay, like you reach a certain age and then now you're supposed to get married and then you do, and then you have children, reproduction process, and like
It's
that's
very
that.
straightforward progression.
Very
right?
straightforward. And I feel like a lot of our parents, like our age, I'm not sure they're necessarily in love. Like they're together, they're loyal,
And
but
they're
I'm
not
not
very
sure
aware
there's
of each other's
love.
like like not mental illnesses, but like the way people are, and like just being aware of how a person is mentally. Like
Exactly.
I'm a very anxious person, right? So
Same.
if I am with someone, I would want them to know how to not just know how to deal with it, but like kind of be okay with it, be aware of it.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree. And I feel like those kind of like vulnerabilities, we formed that today. Like today we're making very conscious choices. It's I mean, I'm not going to be rushed about it, but I see people being actually very rushed. Like everywhere, like I blink and there's another Instagram post of someone getting married.
Oh my
I don't know why
God.
that's a
That's
thing.
not always such a bad thing, but I think like with traditional dating, there was a lot of feel. There's a lot of slow things that you
Listen,
enjoy,
I
like
love
those letters,
Yeah.
letters, like
Yeah,
sweet
that's so true.
messages,
Sure.
and the ultimate thing, the guy opening the door, closing the
like
door,
chivalry.
I
Guys,
mean, that's the best
chivalry
part
should
of
never be
it.
dead.
Chivalry is hella
Honestly,
dead,
chivalry,
though.
courtship is so important. Go back to writing letters, because today writing letters equivalent is like liking someone's story, and that kills me. That's like, where's the effort?
Yeah.
Yo?
Where's
Like,
the
what are you
effort?
doing?
And
What's
when you
up?
get something after so much effort, you take care of it.
Yeah.
You love it.
You
and
nurture it.
Then you know that you've put in so much work for this person that and you feel like it's worth it, because I can see that person is putting in so much effort because he sees my worth.
Yeah.
And when there's no effort, how do I know that he won't get bored of me in a few years?
Yeah.
Or in just a few days sometimes, because when things are moving really, really fast as they go up, as fast as they will come down as well.
That's so true.
That
So
I
when
do
it's
agree with, like
slow-
speed dating. Like, I mean, I will hear of people meeting someone on a date and like third date and it's died out, and I'm like, yo, like it started and it ended just as quickly.
Yeah.
Like traditionally that wasn't the case. I mean, I get the idea of exploring and stuff, but I feel like it also just completely takes away from like.
And I think
committing.
chemistry takes time to be built. Like, you
Yeah, that's
understand
also
a person, they understand you. I agree that in the first 2 meetings, there should be a vibe which should connect you.
Yeah.
But I think the chemistry, it develops with time.
That's
it takes
true.
time, and you understand the person, you understand their quirks. Because, the way we talk about, red flags, pink flags, green flags, they also
Beige
take
flags,
time.
pink flags. We have
Beige
yeah, we have beige flags and pink
but
flags.
what's pink flags?
Pink flags
Like,
is
it's
also,
like
I think,
choosing
like
your red flag.
Yeah, so it's
Oh.
like somewhere in the middle also, like what might be green flag for you might be red for me, what might be
So
red
like
for you
rosy
maybe
glasses
green for me.
almost.
Basically,
some rosy colored
yeah.
glasses, but I don't think rose colored glasses are a good thing.
Yeah.
Don't have
Yeah.
those, please.
Yeah, get
Please
rid
just
of the
get
glasses.
rid of them. They're really, really bad, and they can destroy a lot of your time.
Yeah. But I think
True.
there's merit to both.
There is merit
I
to
think there's
both.
merit
Yeah.
to both.
Agreed. And I think like a good, healthy balance between the two is where it's at.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
On that note, I think we will be signing off today. That's
Yes.
the tea. Thank you so much, Hava, for
Thank
joining.
you, Hava.
Welcome, guys.
So
I had
sweet of you
much
to come.
fun.
Oh, we're
We had
so
so much
glad.
fun with you.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's all for today. That's all the goss and the Rishta tea that we had. This was Tea Party on City FM 89. You can check us out this next week.
Next week,
Same place, same time.
Stay
Don't
tuned
forget
in.
to like,
share, follow, subscribe.
all of that on TikTok, Instagram.
YouTube, Facebook.
Yes, those are the 4. Don't forget.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.